get acquainted better and better.
Good day, everyone. So glad you could be with us on our second edition of Earth Day 2020, brought to you by the Bronzeville Abundance Campaign. And this is actually the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. So this is a very special observance, a very important one. There are a lot of challenges going on with the environment right now, with climate change and other human activities that are impacting our quality of life. And today, this year's theme for Earth Day is climate action. So the focus is on the climate crisis and what we can do as human beings, as organizations, as corporations, as responsible citizens of the earth to help to handle this crisis. So on today's program, we're going to talk about some of the work of the Bronzeville Abundance Campaign, why we have chosen to celebrate Earth Day.
God, right now, as we come out together unified as a body, we thank you for being in the midst. We thank you for being the God who answers prayer, the God who knows all. So Father, right now, whatever the need may be in this group, whether it be spiritual, financial, emotional, physical, God, right now we just commit each and every one to your hand.
Yes.
Father, we know that you have all power and that things surprise us, but they never surprise you. So God, I ask right now that you would just touch each and every individual. Father, that you would touch them from the crown of their heads to the soles of their feet.
We're going to talk to one of our key members, SANDRA Harris, who is going to talk a little bit about how she got involved in this effort. And we're also going to hear from Sandra BIVINS from the 51st Street Business Association and talk about how Earth Day is important to business development in the area, and also how local businesses are handling the challenges of COVID-19. But before we get into all of that exciting stuff, I want to first share with you a beautiful song that was done by one of our members, Miss DARNETTA DONEGAN, who is part of our block club, the 51st to 54th Street Calumet Block Club. And she has a beautiful voice and decided to share with us a song that was popularized by Louis Armstrong, who happened to get his start in his career right here in Bronzeville. So he has a special connection to this area. And What a Wonderful World was a song that really became associated with him because he did such a great rendition of it. But we thought it was appropriate to share that song today for Earth Day, and we hope you enjoy it.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of a rainbow, so pretty in the sky, and also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're only saying,
All right. Thank you, Darnetta. That was a beautiful rendition of that song. And it was, you saw in the background some of the students from Burke Elementary School. We've been doing a lot of work with them in their garden, their community garden. And we were in the midst of planning some major activities for this year when the virus forced the schools to close. But we still are very much committed to continue that work.
If we don't take care of the environment will not take care of us. The earth is our home. It is where we live and play and go to school.
Welcome back, everyone. We're so glad you're here to share Earth Day 2020 with us. We have with us now SANDRA Harris, who is going to talk to us a little bit about how she got involved in the Bronzeville Abundance Campaign and what it means to her. So it's great to have you with us, SANDRA. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Appreciate you hanging out with us for a few minutes. So tell us, what was it that got you involved in the Bronzeville Abundance Campaign?
Well, it's kind of funny. How I initially got started was kind of by coincidence. Just by chance, just walking back and forth, like from the store, and I just used to see, you guys outside cleaning up and engaging with the community. And, I didn't think too much of it because I've seen different organizations kind of come and go and basically came and went, never came back. But what intrigued me is that you guys kept coming back as if it was something that was meaningful to you guys. And somebody approached me and told me a little background of the program. And, the rest was history, and I got involved ever since.
All right. So how long have you lived in the neighborhood?
About 8 years.
About 8 years. And how has it changed over time? When you first moved in, what were some of the things that attracted you to the neighborhood and some of the things that made you feel not so good about it?
The neighborhood, I wouldn't say it attracted me. Another coincidence, because the apartment became available. That's how I initially, moved into the neighborhood. And it started off pretty rough with the gang activities, the shootings, and it definitely haven't been feeling safe. The beginning years, it kind of eased down towards I would say, to be honest, the last year, everything kind of eased down. Opposed to that, it's been really rough.
You live right next to a vacant lot. You think that had something to do with a lot of the traffic that was coming through the area?
Absolutely, because that was like the entry and exit way for the traffic to the drug dealers and the drug users. And it just was a perfect opportunity because it was a space that's unoccupied, uncared about. So that was just space of opportunity to do whatever, whenever. So that definitely played a big role in it.
All right. So, and that was one of the reasons why our group targeted that area because in fact, we had heard from the police that there was a lot of activity there, and that lot certainly helped to contribute to a lot of the problems that were going on. So when you saw the Clean 'em campaign, have your kids talked to you much about their thoughts about the changes that they've seen in the neighborhood? Have they mentioned
Absolutely.
anything to you?
Yes, my youngest son, Tyrell, he used to be part of the cleanup group, and we used to clean up together. He was well involved before he had to, focus more on school. We both agreed that the community definitely has changed since BAC been involved. We've noticed that we've seen a lot of involvement with the aldermen, and it's just been a lot of involvement with the police as well. And it's definitely because of the engagement with the community and with BAC just letting everybody know that just because things is going on, that doesn't have to be the norm, because we've been
Exactly.
programmed to think that we have to accept it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, it doesn't, and that's an important thing that we want to raise the expectation. Too often our communities get stereotyped as being criminal and gang infested and all of this, and
Exactly.
a lot of times the majority of the people have nothing to do with that. It only takes one or two
Hmm.
individuals to throw off the whole block sometimes, and
Absolutely.
so it's good to be able to see people coming out their houses and doing things that they enjoy. Um, what would you, in closing, what would you like to see happen in the next couple of years if you plan to stay in the neighborhood? What are some of your goals, and what's some of the things you'd like to see happen there?
First and foremost, I would like to see a continuing decline with the crime, with the gang activity, so the kids can be comfortable with coming outside and feel safe. And I would like to see more like like maybe activity centers that the kids can have access to, maybe a park, and also maybe something that the adults can engage in, as far as like parenting classes, or maybe computer classes, because the parents is the ones that's teaching the children. So it's like a joint effort as far as making a better place for the kids to have a well-rounded, you know, aspect on life. So it's like a full circle effort.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So yeah.
All right. Well, Santrisa, thank you so much, and we look forward to continuing the work in the area and building this block club to really get people engaged. It is amazing when you look at all the empty lots that go from 51st all the way to 55th, really, and how
I
much
agree.
opportunity there is to put some really positive and uplifting
Hmm.
things on those particular areas. So we really hope to continue to move that forward. In closing, you are also a gifted poet, and I was able to hear some of your work, and I would love to have you share a piece with us if you don't mind.
I would love to. This poem it means a lot to me. It's entitled "Stand." So here we go. Today I stand with my arms out wide, filled with love, compassion, and understanding, ready to embrace those who's willing to stand on the opposite side of pride. Today I stand while allowing all onto the pathway to my house of glass, where no rocks or stones will be thrown. Surrounded by a garden of possibilities, growth, unity, and strength that will only be grown. Today I stand before the world completely transparent, with nothing to hide, and with so much to give, ready to lead any man, boy, woman, or girl to think differently, while becoming who we were designed to be. Now who's coming with me? Come with me to stand together. Come with me to unlearn all the hate and separation that we were taught and band together. Take my hand as we dive into a sea of love where gender, race, religion, and age isn't a concern. All that matters here is the unit of great people that we were boldly formed. Now let me mentally dry you off for my cloth of warmth and compassion as we hold hands and together stand.
Oh man, that was beautiful, Sandrisa, and it really speaks to exactly the work that the Bronzeville Abundance Campaign is trying to accomplish. Standing together and, like you say, diving into that sea of love and just supporting each other as a community and family is supposed to. So again, thank you again. Oh, in closing, our next segment, we're going to talk about climate change and climate action and what that means. Just in general, I mean, there's no right or wrong answer as far as this goes, but what is your thoughts about climate change? What do you think it is and what it means?
I never knew like an exact definition of climate change. I would think that it has something to do with pollution. For instance, like I know when the weather is off, like when it's colder, when it's supposed to be warm, like in June, or when it's warm, when it's supposed to be colder in December, like an imbalance when it's not normally so.
I think you hit the key word there, imbalance. So, and it is kind of confusing for a lot of people because there's actually a lot of misinformation that is purposely put out there just to keep people from focusing on and understanding this issue. So in our next segment, we're going to explain it in some detail just to give people a basic understanding. And we really want to start getting our young people to understand what climate change is, because they're the ones that are going to really pay the price for our inaction. If we don't do things now, they're going to really see the impact of this stuff as the glaciers melt and the seas rise and other things happen that, as you say, throw off the balance of the weather. So thank you again for your time and your participation, Sandrisa, and we look forward to celebrating Earth Day next Wednesday on the 22nd of April here online once again. All right, so thank you.
No problem.
Just remember, if we all work together, we can make the earth better. If we take care of the environment will take care of us. Peace.
That was some great reported by the Bronzeville Goonies from Miss Garrison's 8th grade class. And now, time for weather and a look at the latest in climate change with Jaquan Bynum.
What's all the fuss about climate change? Well, it's not as complicated as it seems. The Earth's climate is getting warmer. Why is that important? The weather changes all the time, from colder to warmer, right? That's true, but weather and climate are two different things. Weather changes all the time, day to day, hour to hour, even minute to minute. Climate, however, is measured over hundreds, thousands, and even millions of years. What makes global warming dangerous is that it is happening so fast that many life forms, including humans, do not have time to adapt. Rapid climate change is causing stronger and more frequent storms, prolonged droughts, and wildfires, and a host of other concerns. Be sure to take the time to study the issue and the latest scientific findings. At the very least, remember these two key facts. The first fact is that weather is measured day to day, but climate is the average temperatures measured over many years, decades, and centuries. The second fact is that human activities that pump greenhouse gases into the atmosphere are the main causes of rapid climate change we see today. Bottom line, if we take care of the environment will take care of us. This is Jaquan Bynum reporting from the Weather Center.